Growing up, my mom always told me I'd been lucky that I hadn't inherited her strong memory. I didn't have her ability to only hear a lecture once and have it etched into my memory without needing to pick up a pen and take any notes. Back in school, she had been the type of student who had been able to recite back word for word the lecture as the teacher had taught it, and she would get straight A's without even trying. I, on the other hand, always had to study really hard to get the grades that I did. I would record lectures, and then I would go home and listen to them again and again, take notes based off of them onto the slides, just to get it into my head. And this took time, a lot of time. So why did she tell me that I was the lucky one? I never understood how she could view her superpower in such a negative light. Time is one of the most valuable things in the world, and you can never get it back. So I never understood her perspective on this until recently. What I did have, however, was that throughout my life, I experienced the phenomenon of naturally being good at most things the first time I would try them. You can call it beginner's luck, but whatever it was, it has been true for most things, whether it be games, high intensity physical activities like snowboarding or climbing, and also creative things like writing or making music. I jump into something and I can adapt. I have a good feel for most things, just a natural sense, and I can just jump into it and do it. But there is also a downside to this, as there was for my mom, which I will get into later. Where others seem to get better at things over time, I seem to stall a lot of the time. Usually when I first try something and it works, people are surprised and they say, "Oh wow, I didn't know you could do that." And it feels good because the expectation that comes along with it would be not being able to do something on the first try. So it would exceed the expectations. I get validation from the satisfaction of knowing that I can do something that is hard or that comes hard to a lot of other people. But then comes the plateau. To be good at something the first time you try it doesn't mean that you've actually mastered doing it. It just means you were good at it the first time you tried it. It means you have a good baseline and potentially a head start over others when they start, but eventually those who consciously work at it surpass those with, the natural ability. And getting this rush of validation too early can hinder your progress and also halt your motivation. You get used to that ease and that validation, and you expect it too much when things get hard, and you don't get that. My mind is not one track by default. It works from one to many, expanding out. I'm always searching for new angles and ideas to follow and to create from. It's what helps me to get ideas for writing, creating videos, just doing anything creative in general, just expanding out to different realms and different ideas and different possibilities. It's great to be adaptable and be able to do many things, but it can also become aimless if it's not paired with direction. There's something really rewarding about struggling through something, even when it's extremely hard, and getting through it and accomplishing it nonetheless. It's much easier to abandon something that you're not good at than to keep at it until you become good at it. Just to jump in here a bit, I'm not saying that I'm good at everything. There are things that I'm good at or better at and things that I'm not so good at. For example, what my mom was good at. But let's go back to that one thing that I knew was not in my natural skill set: study. My mom never finished university. I've since come across others, at least 5 of them, with the same natural skill set that she has, and not one of them has actually finished university. Is this a coincidence? Maybe, but what about me? I got through it all, even though I was not naturally good at it. I never had the ability to inhale everything that came at me, all the information tossed at me from classes and lectures and tutorials. I had to build it up over time with slow, even progress until I accomplished it. But it took conscious effort. I had to learn how to study. And my mom told me this was something she never learned because of the skill that she had, her natural ability to be able to do it. She was naturally good at it the first time she tried. And I'm not saying that people who have natural ability will always abandon whatever they have a natural ability for. They can get far in life if they don't let that natural ability get to their head. But going back to that idea of natural ability or natural talent versus perseverance, if those things were to be mutually exclusive, meaning a person only had one or the other, perseverance would beat natural inclination every time. There's a really cool quote I found said by Will Smith that pretty much touches on this perfectly, and I want to read it to you guys. So he says, "The only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is that I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. I will not be outworked, period. You might have more talent than me, you might be smarter than me, you might be sexier than me, you might be all of those things. You got it on me in 9 categories. But if we get on a treadmill together, there's 2 things. You're getting off first, or I'm going to die." It's really that simple, right? If you have both perseverance and natural talent, then you're set. Having natural ability gives you that baseline and that head start, and then perseverance takes you through the hard times that will inevitably come. Now, there's something else that I'm not good at, that I'm still not really that good at, and also have never really had a natural ability for. And that's just sticking to one thing and doing it daily. But based on all that I've said earlier, this can be beat, right? Writing is something that I've always had a natural ability for, but I don't do it every single day. I've had a head start on it since I was a kid, but as I mentioned before, that's just a start. I write all kinds of different things: creative, technical, long form, short form, fiction, nonfiction, blog, poetry, prose, even interactive adventure. I've completed a good number of creative projects, and I can adapt well to whatever I write, but I don't write every day. I haven't chosen one kind of writing to develop and to focus past natural ability. I've chosen all because I want to do everything, but it's not possible to do everything. Sylvia Plath's Fig Tree poem is the perfect representation of this. I will link that poem down below in case you're interested in reading it yourself, but it's a really great piece of work that represents this completely. I have been reading many posts, many articles on people trying to set up a routine where they write every day and how quantity breeds quality. If I commit to doing something every day, my results will be consistent and measurable, and it'll go up faster. I want to turn natural ability into mastery. And just like studying, I know this commitment to doing something every day doesn't come naturally to me, but I know if I can do it, it'll change my life. And I refuse to accept that I can't do it, the same way I refuse to accept that I can't get good at studying. I have armed myself with a little writing companion by the name of Jasper to help me along the way, but otherwise it's just me and the blank page for the next 365 days. Wish me luck. If you want to learn more about my journey doing the 365-day writing challenge on Medium, feel free to check it out. I've linked a description below down to my profile, as well as referral link that you can use to sign up to be a member. If you want to join me in writing every single day on Medium, then check it out below. This was the first post I had written that began my 365-day Medium writing challenge, and for the following 365 days I just did exactly that. I wrote and I published a post a day, and I never missed a single day for an entire year. So I proved to myself that I could do it and that I could get past that blocker that was telling me that I was not good at it. I didn't have a natural ability to be able to do that. Now, after completing the challenge and being really proud of myself for doing that, I have decided to bring it down to 1 post a week. But I don't plan on going anywhere. I plan on staying on Medium and posting, and whoever wants to join me, feel free to join me as we write together. I'll link my Medium referral link down below in the description, and if you want to join me, feel free. If I can do it, you can too. Let me know if you are also doing the 365-day writing challenge, or whether you have done so in the past. How did it go for you? Or how is it going for you? Let me know your thoughts, as always. And until next time, happy writing.